guys, I'm back once again with another video. Today I'm at Kwame Nkrumah museum. This is my first time over here. So as you can see behind me, this is the tomb where our great legend, the founder of this great and peaceful country called Ghana, the country, this is where he's laid. And today I'm here to bring you some amazing videos and things that you don't know about Kwame Nkrumah and where he's laid. So this is the tomb where he was laid. And when the wife also Fatia died, may her soul rest in peace, perfect peace. When she also died, she said no, they shouldn't bury her at Egypt or in Egypt. So she want to lay beside her husband. So this is where she was also buried. This is her tomb. This is where she was also buried. This is Fatia tomb. So this is a beautiful place, well organized and established by our President Akufo-Addo. I don't do politics and I don't like politics, but sometimes let me tell you something. In this world, even if you are a pastor or you said you are a Christian and you are righteous, and you see a fetish man or a fetish priest tells you to abstain from certain things or from your bad things, you sometimes have to listen to that fetish priest. Or you are going and you meet a fetish priest on the road, and the fetish priest tells you that, oh, there is a hole over here, so pass this side. Sometimes you have to listen to that fetish priest. No matter how prayerful you are, how powerful you are, sometimes you need to listen to that fetish priest, because you think, or you may think that you are prayerful, you are a Christian, you worship God, all, so nothing bad will happen to you, nothing bad will happen to you, so you are free. In Ghana here, our president, a lot of us, a lot of people are complaining, but let us talk about some of the good things the president has done also. Let us also talk about the good things he has done. He has done a lot of things, but only there is a saying in Ghana that when you are eating groundnuts, the one that spoiled destroy everything in your mouth. That is how the thing is. But sometimes you have to count some of the best things or the things that he has done in the country. So guys, if today is your first time watching this video, can you do me a favor by subscribing to the channel? Thank you.
Okay, so this is the third and the final resting place of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Now, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah married to an Egyptian woman known as Madam
Fatia.
So, in 2007, Madam Fatia was also sick while she was in Egypt. But her last will on her sick bed was to be very close to the husband. Eventually, she died in Egypt, but her body was brought and buried right over here. So you can come close and have a look at it. When you have a look at it, you follow me. We've seen the statue over there. Yeah, so this statue actually was made when Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was alive. And the statue used to be in front of the old Parliament House. So it is during the coup, out of annoyance, things that belongs to him were just being destroyed. Okay, so they destroyed this statue, and the statue head is gone, arm, fingers, and part of leg. The body of the statue was also missing 3-9 years later after the coup. And it was placed at the National Museum, but it was brought to this place in 2007. Then that's why it was mounted and left in that state. Then, somewhere in 2009, the head of this statue, which was also missing for 43 years, was also brought back. So somebody was keeping it for 43 years. So when the person brought it, that's why they displayed the head.
So why is that they don't put the head on top of the body?
To keep the history as it is.
Okay. So that means the head is not going to...
No. So now we found that heavy are still looking for the left arm. So in case you also have it under your bed. So you can also. Hello. This is the extension of the museum, and it is a tunnel. And the tunnel talks about the struggle of our independence. And every country in the world that went through a struggle before their independence, the journey was never a smooth one. So our forefathers sacrificed their life for us to have our freedom. Now, when you open the door, you realize that inside is painted black because of the dark moment in the history of Ghana. Now, the most important stage in the history of this country, it is when Nkrumah stood on this ground and declared Ghana's independence. Okay? So, once we move through the tunnel, you realize that the tunnel is filled with some of the excerpts of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's speeches. Okay? Inside pictures are not allowed. Now, the most important stage in the life of our first president, it is when he stood on this park, on this ground, and made the first Ghana's independence. So when we get to the top over there, we also make a 2-minute stop for you to take some quick pictures before we continue. Okay? So that's the statue, when the statue was pulled down. Maybe the other screen will show you. That's when the coffin was brought back from the village and buried on this ground. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah met almost everyone. So all the leaders and the influential leaders in those times, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah met all of them. So as you move there, you'll be seeing them in some of the pictures. And also when we get to the museum, you also see Nkrumah with some of them.
Is it Africa leaders or
the world? The world. So Africans, leaders, and the world. The construction of the Akosombo Dam. About the Big Six. Yes. So they actually the first political party. So they invited him when he was at London School of Economics. Okay, you know, Nkrumah was once trained as a teacher at Achimota College, and won a scholarship to study abroad. So he studied in the US and also in London. Once in London, that he was invited. But when he joined them in 1948, they were arrested by the British. Through that, they became popular. So in Ghana here, we call them the Big Six. I hope you have seen this picture. Yes. You know what happened actually that day? Yes. So this picture was taken where the statue is standing. Okay? So that's my grandmother. Yes. You see? So when later Dr. Kwame Nkrumah broke away from the Big Six or the UTCC and formed the CPP, and he was arrested again. And the second time, he was sentenced 3 years in prison. But due to his popularity, he won an election whilst in prison. So this is how he had to now work with the British and negotiate our independence.
He was arrested by which people?
By the British.
Why is he arrested?
Because he was putting pressure on them. He was citing public disorder against the British.
Okay.
So that's why he was in prison.
And why did he separated himself from the Big Six?
Nkrumah, you know, the Big Six, they are the people who were foreign educated leaders, and they were brought up in the British system and always want to take instruction. But he is a nationalist, a revolutionarist, who, if you say no, no. So
that means the Big Six are against him.
Along the line. So that's why he broke away. The people, it is the Ghanaians that put pressure on him to resign, because blame was put on him that he caused the arrest. Because what happened? Our air servicemen from the Second World War, with all the promises that the British made to them, when they returned, they were sidelined. And they decided to go and present a petition, and 3 of them were killed. So it is that incident that actually sparked the beginning of the struggle of our independence. Okay? Yeah, so that's it.
Could his wife speak English?
Yes. From Egypt, but she speaks English. This is the former president of United States. After being overthrown from Ghana, he was made a co-president in Guinea, more or less like a vice president in Guinea. And that's him with the first prime minister of Congo, Dr. Congo, Patrice Lumumba. And he was also killed cruelly in 1961. Now, this is the picture of his birthplace. That's Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's birthplace. Okay? Birthplace.
At his hometown.
Yes. So, look, he loved music. This is piano. Okay, so from here, we are going to the museum. And the museum is divided into 4 sections. The first stage talks about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's childhood, education, and family life. The second stage talks about political life. The third stage talks about achievement and gift. And the fourth stage, and the fourth and the final stage talks about overthrow, demise, and tribute. So everything you see in the museum was used by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah or used for him. For instance, the original casket that contained his body for 20 years is also in the museum, including Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's wooden chest he used at Achimota, his student bed, and the mirror in the US. We have some of his clothes, and we also have his presidential desk that he used. So when we get in, you just take some time to look around, and when you finish, you have any questions, you bring it up before we go to the last place where we'll be wrapping up the talk. Okay?
Our origins is from Egypt.
Yes.
But I learned they said civilization started from Egypt.
Yeah, exactly. So the civilization, we the blacks, we are the first people.
Okay, so the symbols over here doesn't have any meaning or
Yes, they have meaning. For instance, you know, sword is a symbol of authority in the southern part of Ghana. Okay. And you know that political power is so fragile in Africa. Now, the Queen Mother was just cautioning the king that so if you have power, you don't give much freedom to your people. You don't also oppress them, but you balance it. Yes, so Sankofa bed, we should go back to our roots. And the omnipresent of God, though he is dead, but his legacy still lives on.
Okay.
Yes, and these are, you know, the hieroglyph.
I can see the Queen Mother.
Yes.
She's holding the staff that she's holding. There is something like egg.
It's egg.
So what does that one also stand?
Egg. That's what I'm saying. They are representing egg as a political power. How fragile is this? So when it falls, it will be very difficult to get it back.
Okay.
Now, so look at the Egyptians. So the Egypt as an African country that had the earliest civilization. So we all, though we come from different backgrounds, but when we trace our origin from Egypt.
Okay. But can we take pictures?
Oh, outside everywhere. You can take pictures. It is only all
inside.
The closed places that pictures
it's
are not
allowed.
Outside everywhere you can take pictures.
Okay. But is it true that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah doesn't have car? He said in his era. He said somebody said that car belongs to his wife, but he himself uses the government car.
He used what?
Like the government.
Because all the cars were the state car. You know, that's why personal car, you are using the state car.
Okay, so this is the casket now.
Yeah.
This one, is it wood or
No, metal.
metal?
Yes.
This
So these are his walking sticks. You know, most of the pictures you see him holding a walking stick.
Then he was short.
Huh?
He was short.
No, he was not short. No. He was walking that. You know, those days when you walk with a walking stick, that means you're a great man.
Okay, but it seems this stick is different from the normal stick that
Oh,
you
this
see.
is maybe African,
Yeah.
and this one was given to him by a friend from New York.
Okay.
So you can see Africa stick and Abnoti stick. So
What about
that's his stool given to him by his grandmother when he was very young. When he was a child, his grandmother gave him. You know, those days when your grandmother gave you something, you know, it's for to keep it well.
and the crock also?
Given to him by those who funded the construction of the dam. Kaiser. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah had 4 children. He had 4 children. 3 from the marriage, but he had his first son before he married. Okay? So that's the picture of the mother of the first son.
The lady.
Yes. And now, this is the picture of the 4 children. So, this is the first son. So, this is the first son from the marriage. So, this is Professor Francis Nkrumah. He's a medical doctor, retired in Ghana. Gamal Nkrumah, a journalist in Egypt. Honorable Samuel Nkrumah, a politician in Ghana. And Dr. Seku is currently teaching in the US. Okay? They are all alive.
And
They are all alive. They should come and visit you. You are not far because about 3 weeks ago, Samia was here. Samia, she was here.
So by then, where is the mother of the first daughter of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah?
The mother,
Yes.
Madam Fanny Retabila.
Yeah.
She was in Ghana.
And Kwame Nkrumah married to her also. He didn't marry.
Nkrumah returned from his studies years abroad. That's when he was told that
The wife got pregnant.
no, not the wife.
Okay.
That this is what has happened in his absence.
So
that's
why is it that he didn't marry?
Maybe that was not. So after our independence, before Nkrumah got married.
Okay.
So this is the final stage of our tour at Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. Now you see the Freedom Wall with various pictures of our first president, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And you can see the time of independence till the time his government was overthrown. So it tells you that any situation is never permanent. So you also went through the same route that we've been going through. Okay? And we also have Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's famous quote. The famous quote. That I'm not African because Africa was born. I was born in Africa, but Africa was born in me. Okay?